Can you just give us a quick reflection on yesterday? It was another case of, I suppose, not quite being able to run out all 4 quarters.
Yeah, that's right. It's definitely something that Leper addressed after the game. You know, we were competitive there for probably 3 quarters of the game. It's just that lapse in the third quarter there for maybe 10 or 15 minutes that Geelong really stacked it on against us. And he said against those preliminary sides, you can't afford to have lapses like that. So for us, it's about the consistency over 4 quarters, and that's something we'll look to focus on.
What do you put it down to? Because it was sort of after half time, so you wouldn't have thought it would be a physical problem. It would have been fresh. So what do you?
Yeah, we were feeling pretty fresh. It come down to a lot of basic skill errors, I think. Like from the stats, we got a lot of first possession and things like that. We just weren't able to secure the ball and hit targets. So yeah, it's just making sure we get the basics right, and that's what we'll be working on. So.
That little period before half time where they got a couple, I mean, was there anything specific that Leper pointed out on that front?
No, not really. I guess they did have a bit of a surge there. It was they're a pretty powerful side, so it's a matter of when sides do get that momentum on you, how you can extend the flow kind of thing and get it back on your terms, which is obviously hard against the real good sides.
You played 2 of the best teams in the comp, obviously, to start with. What have you taken out of that? You think that you can take?
We've obviously taken some positives, that we've been competitive. Like I said, it's just them small 10-minute lapses that we need to fix up on. But apart from that, we've shown that we can move the ball pretty well, and hit the scoreboard. So it's just a matter of fixing up them little patches and just making sure we're consistent over the 4 quarters.
So Gold Coast this weekend, it's obviously besides being a local derby, it's obviously significant in your season. Do you think how important is it to get some reward for your effort this weekend?
Yeah, it's obviously an important game for us now that we've lost the two first games of the season. It's an important one to win, so we'll be going our all guns blazing this weekend and look to get the win.
You've obviously got to be able to play in all conditions, but they had rain on the weekend. You had yesterday's conditions. What do you think suits you best? I mean, you're looking for hard and fast and dry on the weekend.
I guess you have to be able to adapt to both conditions, because up here in Brisbane you obviously don't really know, and then you head down to Melbourne and their weather's just as unpredictable. So I guess as part of playing in the AFL, you have to be able to play in all sorts of conditions. So yeah, I don't think it's really a matter of which or whether it is.
And self-analysis, how did you see your own game?
I think I was a bit the same as the side actually. I was fairly patchy in and out of the game, which was pretty frustrating on my behalf. But it's just, I guess it's the same as the team focus, just a matter of trying to stay in the game as much as possible to help out the side.
Is that sort of the physical fatigue hits the mental fatigue? What works first, do you think?
I'm not really sure. As for myself, and for the team actually, we're a pretty fit side. Brett Burton's got a good program for us, so I guess it's a lot mental as well. Obviously, when teams start to score heavily against you, it's how you adapt mentally as well. So I guess it counts for both.
Just on Gold Coast, mate, obviously they've sort of been talked up as potentially sort of being a finalist this year, or they've got a lot of young talent. Does all that talk about them having a lot of young talent and shooting up the ladder sort of get under Brisbane's skin at all?
Not really, I don't think, because we've got a really young side as well, and we've got a good core group of players that are around that 22, 23-year-old mark. So we're a pretty youth-orientated side as well. So yeah, it's going to be a good challenge. They've obviously got some good midfield depth, but it's going to be an exciting game this weekend. So we look forward to it.
I think you played your first match against Marcy.
That's right, yeah.
So I guess you haven't been beaten by them yet. How significant is it for you to, I guess, try and keep that streak going?
I've been lucky enough to win both. You always like to win, and that's the main thing. We'll look forward to the game this weekend and hopefully get a win.
What do you make of them? I guess.
What do I make of their side?
What do you make of their side?
They're a good side. They run well, and obviously because they're young, they're pretty quick and they come at you. They've got good pressure. So yeah, we'll look to hit them pretty hard this weekend.
Have you guys gotten into Roe Buick about potentially dropping a car that month?
Floater. Buick couldn't bring it down though. That would have been a monster. Lonergan back.
It's probably one of the biggest attempts at a mark I've seen, I reckon, and it's a pity that it fell straight out of his lap. He had a pretty good chance at it, pretty good grab at it, but yeah,